everyone, it's Jeannie here. So honored to be joined by Neal McDonough, amazing actor, and we're talking about The Shift. You're in a film with Angel Studios that Angel Studios is actually putting out there, and it's a sci-fi. How great.
Well, first let's talk about Angel Studios.
Yes, yes.
You know, I was so fortunate and blessed to be part of The Shift, and we'll get into that in a second, but even more so to be in business with Angel Studios. You know, coming here to Provo, gosh, there aren't many more beautiful places than this.
Stunning, stunning.
The Harmon boys are such great guys, and you know, with Angel Studios, they put their money where their mouth is. They put their core values right out there for everyone to see. So you know what you're doing when you get into it. But as a viewer to now that we watch Angel Studio stuff, from Dry Bar to The Chosen to whatever the case is, their shows are unbelievable. And where else on television are you getting that kind of content? No place. So for me to be part of something like The Shift, to have an audience that I know is really going to gravitate towards this piece and think, wow, that was something else. I learned more about myself. That's amazing. And for me to play a character like this, when you play someone so, devilish, as I get playing the devil.
Like if you never do that, you never play the devil.
But this was the first time, I said it earlier, the first time I've actually played the devil. And at first I said, no, dude, I can't play the devil. That's just too cool. I can't do it.
That's funny.
So I went home to Reve, and she's like, so you look perplexed. What's wrong? And I told him, she's like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's pray about it. Who's better villain in this town than you? I'm like, well,
I don't think anyone plays a better bad guy than you.
What guy like you who's a villain also has an amazing relationship with God? And I'm like, probably not many, because well, then you have to do it. And I thought about it, and she was right. And I'm so grateful that she convinced me to do it, because when you play characters like this, you learn so much about yourself and how blessed I am to have His backing in everything that I do, to have all the gifts that God's given me in my life, my amazing wife, 5 kids, the movies, the TV shows, everything. I'm that's why I don't look back. I don't look at my other movies or TV shows, because I think it would start to freak me out a little bit, realizing how truly blessed I am. And now to be here with Angel Studios, who think the same way as Reve and I do when it comes to entertainment, and to make shows the way that they make them, that the people get to vote on, and then put money into back in.
That's a first for you. You used to being in Hollywood, where you have to wait to see what people are going to say.
That's right. Yeah. So what Angel does, no one else is doing, and thank the Lord that they're doing it, because it gives us all as viewers a place to go see content that we feel comfortable watching. Also, I can sit down with my 5 kids. Hey, let's watch The Chosen. Hey, let's watch Dry Bar. Hey, let's watch The Shift. Hey, let's watch whatever. Dad, you're bad. I know, but it's the movie. So that's something I'm really just so grateful for and looking forward to the future.
Yeah, it's a great partnership. I know last I talked to you, you and Reve said you were start launching your own company to create content. So this is, I'm like, oh great, I hope that you guys get to do more together.
Yeah, we this one film that I just wrote that we're going to production, it's called The Last Rodeo, but this rodeo retired megastar who has to go back and ride again. So I'm really looking forward to that, and then creating a torch for Angel, because we'd like to turn it then into a TV series. So,
well, let's get all those Yellowstone viewers that loved you in that.
I'm no dummy. I know exactly what they want, So those are my customers, and that's the fan base. So I just want to make sure that I keep my customers happy and entertain them for as long as I possibly can. And if I can do it with someone like Angel Studios, my gosh, that's just a wonderful blessing right there.
I love that. You said something earlier I want to kind of jump back to. You said playing the devil kind of made you appreciative of what you have, or and you've played a bad guy a lot in different series and shows and movies and stuff. Talk about that kind of seeing the evil and when having to tap into something that is the antithesis of what you actually have in you. How does that?
Well, we all at times have a very mean person in us. All of us, we're all human. There was only one person who was perfect, and everyone else has been trying. And the harder you try, the more the devil will tempt you with stuff. And when I get to play a character like this, that's the devil, I got to learn so much about myself, about how blessed I really am in my life. It's hard to explain what goes through your mind as a method actor when you play the devil. So I tried to make him as human as possible, and with Brock's direction and speaking with Ken and Jordan and everyone else kind of molding the character, and opposite Chris. Chris is awesome, by the way. We made him this 8-year-old spoiled little kid who didn't get that candy bar. And then by doing so, there's a moment at the end of the film when you see how crushed the devil is that he can't understand the love that Chris has for God. You see, oh, that poor dude, he's all messed up. We all have that every day. We all have that poor guy, that guy's messed up. But it's how you come back from it. It's how you dust yourself off after you do something that isn't really a great thing. And when I get to play characters like this, it just makes me just delve into how horrible life can be at times, but how amazing life can be when you have a company like Angel Studios, or if you have entertainment out there that actually has a place where you can talk about things and talk through these things and what you should do for kids and what you shouldn't do and where goodness can lead you. Man, it's like, it's kind of important storytelling, and I'm part of it. I couldn't be happier. So thanks, honey, for making me do this.
Oh, I love your wife too. I was going to say that, and you have a partner that really believes like you believe, and that just really does help so much.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I want to talk about, I know in the film, Chris's character, I don't know the character's name, but he pretty much dances with the devil, if you will. Right. And, we're all tempted to dance with the devil at times, right? Yeah. Talk about that if you had to inspire, I love that this is about a man who gets all these, temptations all the time. There's a lot of young people out here who they don't understand, like the moral structure of the world is so jacked up that they don't even understand that doing something wrong is dancing with the enemy. It's kind of that playground. Yeah. If you had advice for them, or, how do you kind of share with them? Because like you said, we all go through it, right?
Everyone goes through it. We're all sinners. We all make mistakes, all of us. It's how we get up the next day, and as I was saying earlier, that dictates what kind of people we are, what kind of Christians we are, what kind of Jews we are, Muslims we are, agnostics we are, what kind of human beings we are. Because at the end of the day, I was at this Comic-Con the other day, and I was speaking to all these comic book fans, and I have zero problem talking about God to comic book fans. And they're like, "Are you really going to talk about?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to talk about our relationship with God. That's what I do." Because God made all of us. We're all His children. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what your religious belief is. Doesn't matter what color you are. Doesn't matter any of that, because that then makes us all brothers and sisters. And if you really root for your brother and sister, really root for them, like you're supposed to, then why do we fight so much? Why do we get in so many wars? Why do we have so many problems? Well, the devil's out there to confuse us all, to make sure that we do silly things, so there will be chaos. Reve, my wife, sent me this one thing that said, you want to be the type of person that when you wake up every morning and your feet hit the floor, the devil says, oh no, he's up. Mm-hmm. When you see films like that, it makes you think, I need to be more like that guy. I need to be that guy who's fearless in his approach to showing the world my absolute love for God, because He shows His absolute love for us everywhere we go. So the least we can do, at least I can do, I can't talk about everybody else, I can only talk about myself. The least I can do as an entertainer is provoke people's thoughts and to make them realize how great their life can be.
I love that. What else would you like to share with us? I know you have a bunch of stuff in the pipeline. You're always working. And
yeah, I'm going off to Boston next week to play Whitey Bulger on stage, which, being a guy from Boston, it's a pretty sizable honor. And then turn that into a TV series after that. And now I have this movie that I just wrote called The Last Rodeo that Reve and I are producing, that hopefully Angel Studios will be part of. It's about this rodeo megastar who has to go back one more time and ride for a certain reason. So excited about that. So excited to get to work on that one. And then other shows that we're working on, and turn that into a TV series, and this other TV series that we just pitched and sold. So I'm in a really great, Reve and I are in a really great position right now that we're entertaining the people that I think really appreciate the type of entertainment that we're making.
And you've done a good job at being able to really stay relevant in mainstream entertainment and still be very vocal about your faith. And sometimes that's hard to do in the industry that you're in.
Yeah, I think, I took my lumps earlier on, and I think everyone now just thinks of me as being just a really good actor and hopefully a good guy. So I don't like to think too much about it. I just, my dad said, if you go to Hollywood, when they give you $1, give them $2 worth of effort. And I've always kind of prided myself on that kind of work ethic. And hopefully that my kids see that and they have the same work ethic that Reve and I have, and they have the life that we've had together.
Thank you so much, Neal. I appreciate it. Always love talking to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.